Hi guys, it's Rose here from Little Miss Rose and welcome to my March 2019 plan with me. I am super excited to be sharing this with you this month. I am so in love with my March theme. It was actually suggested to me in my last plan with me for February. Dark Iris had actually suggested either insects or dragonflies or spiders, and I decided to go with her idea of dragonflies. So this month I'm going to be using mostly my Staedtler pigment liners to do my line work and do the fonts. I'm also going to be using my usual Prima watercolour tropical palette for my dragonflies, and also of course my gold Calero paints, which you all know now are my absolute favourite. So as you can see, I've already drafted up what I'm going to draw, and I've started off inking in my dragonfly with my pigment liner. I think I'm using a 0.03. I'm colouring in the body with the pigment liner as well, just because I know it's going to give me a dark deep black rather than some of my other felt pens like Tombows. They don't quite give me that blackness. So now I'm just using my watercolour paints to fill in the wings of the dragonflies. I'm going with rainbow, so I've started with blue, then purple, then pink, then a deeper pink, then orange, and finally yellow. I really love this palette. It's got all the colours I need and they're all lovely and bright and vibrant. I use this palette more than my Winsor Newton travel set that I have, just because these colours are a lot more brighter and more fun. You can see I haven't tried to stay within the lines when I've been using the watercolour. I think it looks good, kind of messy, because it's in contrast to my very neat and structured font that I'm using this month. I've used my favourite gold paint to colour in the circles, and that is my March colour page. And now it's time for coffee. I filmed this on a Sunday morning, so instead of my usual cocktail while I was filming this plan with me, it is my morning coffee I'm drinking. So, unlike last month where I forgot my monthly log, my next page is my monthly log for March. I've stuck down some washi tape so that I don't paint over this section with the watercolour. I want to keep it blank for my monthly log. And you may have noticed that instead of drawing the outline first, I've started painting first. What I discovered with my cover page was when you use the pigment liner first, it kind of soaks into the paper or deteriorates the paper a bit, so that when you go over it with the watercolour, it actually bleeds through. So I've decided to watercolour first and then wait for that to dry, and then I'll ink over it with the pigment liner. That way I won't get the bleed through. So these dragonflies are super easy to draw. I found inspiration on Pinterest, so I'll leave a link below to my Pinterest account and hopefully you'll be able to find it on there. So just to start with, do a little oval for the head and colour it in, and then a large teardrop shape for the body. I decided on a very long tail, which is just simply a straight curvy line, and then add a pointed ended oval to the end of the tail. For the wings, if you just imagine drawing an umbrella, so just draw these curved lines coming out from where the head meets the body. The first line is the biggest, and the second one is just a bit shorter than the top of the wing, and then you can connect the end with a curved line, and the same goes for the smaller wing, and then just add the segments to the wing, just whatever takes your fancy, just some curved lines in there, and make sure the wings on both sides are identical, and that's it. It's super simple. Now if you want, I've actually drawn up a template which I've added to my website. If you want, you can head over there and download it, and then you can just print it out and trace it into your journal. I'll add the link in the comments below. So for this monthly log I've gone with a horizontal layout, so my dates run across the page, and when I have events or tasks or whatever, I'll just note them in blank spaces of the page and connect it to the middle bar with a line so that I know what date the event happens on. So next up are my two most boring spreads for this month. I've just gone with simple headers. I've not decorated the pages at all. My left is my dinner tracker, where I note down what meals we have in the evening every day of the month, and on the right hand side is my spending log. I've actually forgotten to add a separate column so that I could separate out personal expenses and blog expenses, but I'll add that in after this. So next up is my weight tracker, which I've been doing January and February of this year. I'm just continuing on from that, and on the next page here is my habit tracker. I haven't done a full-on habit tracker this year yet, but I thought I might try it this month. Just there's a few other things that I'd like to track apart from my exercise this month. These are how much I read. I've been slacking on how much reading I get done, and also my eating. I need to eat a bit better, and I've also decided to track some of my household chores that I really hate doing that needs to be done more often, and if I actually see how little I do them, I might actually kick my ass and do it more. So if you're wondering where I got this font from, I didn't get it from anywhere, just kind of created it. I just played around with a simple block lettering font and decided to add some interest by extending some of the length of the letters out, just to give it varying heights and make it a bit more interesting. With this type of more formal lettering, I like to use a ruler just to keep my lines nice and straight. I actually really love how this font's turned out, and I love how it contrasts with my colourful dragonflies. If you're wondering how I drew the circles around the dragonfly, I used an old school compass which I picked up at the stationery store when I was going stationery shopping for my son earlier this year. So it's just a standard compass that cost me probably $8 New Zealand dollars, and it's one of the ones where you can fit any sort of pen or pencil into the end, and I find it gives me better control over the size of the circle I'm drawing, rather than those helix circle makers that are quite popular at the moment. Okay, so what do you guys think of my theme so far? Do you love it as much as I do? Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I actually really love it. The dragonflies kind of remind me of actual dragons, colourful rainbow dragons with rainbow smoke. I showed it to a friend, Nicola from My Inner Creative. If you haven't checked out her videos yet, go have a look, they're pretty cool. But she said it reminded her of Harry Potter, so it's kind of a Harry Potter / Game of Thrones mashup. So I don't know, what do you guys reckon? Let me know. And if you have any suggestions for a theme for next month, which will be April, also let me know in the comments below, because I love getting ideas from you guys. So I struggle sometimes, I really do. So this page is just going to be my sales tracker. This is where I record all the sales I make during the month. These relate to my Etsy store, where I create stickers, planner stickers and bullet journal printables. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can find it on Etsy. It's called Rose K Paper Co. And the final page in my March monthly setup is going to be for the first 3 days of March. And that's it for my March 2019 monthly setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed creating these pages, as I've said time and time again. I really love this theme. I hope you enjoy it too, and if you get the chance, head over to my website, download the template so you can copy these dragonflies into your own bullet journal and give this a go yourself. If you do, make sure you tag me using the hashtag Little Miss Rose, and I'll have a look and maybe I'll add it into my next video. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's great having you here. Bye!